Hello everyone, I am Neeraj Rastogi and I am working at Physical Research Laboratory, which is popularly known as PRL, which is the Premier Research Institute of India. It is in Ahmedabad. Some time back, I made a video that what are aerosol and why do we study them. Obviously, one of the reason is it affects human health. So after that video, some people asked me that they would like to learn more about how aerosol affect human health. So I thought of making this video. So here I'll be talking about aerosols and health and how it is going much beyond respiratory diseases, which is thought to be the major cause because of aerosols. So we all know that air pollution is the silent killer. This is the figure from World Health Organization, which has shown that there is 7 million deaths per year around the globe. And if we see the spatial distribution, everywhere deaths are there, but highest number of deaths are over India and China. And then if you see that everywhere, there are many deaths in every continent. And air pollution is a major environmental risk to health. By reducing air pollution levels, countries can reduce cases of stroke or heart disease or lung cancer, both chronic and acute, respiratory diseases, including asthma. Then the question comes, how do you define air pollution? What do you mean by air pollution? So air pollution is the contamination of air due to the presence of different substances in the atmosphere that are harmful to the health of humans and other living beings, or they cause damage to the climate. That is what we call air pollutants. Now there are thousands of species in the air. So how do you know that means how you will call that which air which thing is more how which is actually air pollutant? So for that, EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, they have defined criteria pollutants. So these are like representative of air pollutants. What are they? They are sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, lead, particulate matter, which is PM10 or PM2.5, or aerosol, which I'll be talking about. Then volatile organic compounds, called as VOCs, and ozone. But I'll be focusing mainly on aerosols. Now the question comes, how do pollutant reach in our body? So what are the ways? We understand that. One is ingestion. That means whatever we are eating or drinking, that is taking pollutant in our body. Other is skin contact. So through our skin, something can go in our body, depending upon the pore size of the skin and the compound which is coming in contact the skin. And the other thing is respiration. We have to breathe. We can't live without breathing. And if there is something in air, that will go in our body. This is something which we cannot stop. Skin contact ingestion we can control, but respiration we cannot control. So if we just compare the area, the surface area of skin, it is about 22 square feet. That means 2 meters square. That means if we take out our skin, it is only 22 square feet. But if we talk about surface area of lungs, including alveoli, so it is 1076 square feet. That means about 100 meters square, 50 times more than the surface area of skin. Why do you need such large surface area? This is to process the amount of air involved in breathing and getting oxygen to our lungs. And our breathing rate is about 5 to 8 liter per minute. That means in 1 hour, we breathe about 0.3 to 0.5 meter cube of air. So now if you are talking about the aerosol dose going inside our body, so if suppose 300 microgram per meter cube, if this is the kind of concentration, so that means about 150 microgram per hour is going in our body. That is the dose, depending upon this flow rate. Then the question comes, how deep aerosol can reach in our body? So we all know that there is variety of size of aerosol, that is from few nanometer to several tens of micron. All kind of aerosols are there in the atmosphere. When we breathe air, these aerosols go with the air inside our body. But our body is made in such a way that the bigger particles, they get stopped within this two black lines, what you see here, they get a stop in this region. That means which is about PM10, means particle diameter smaller than 10 nanometer micrometer in size, and they are mainly come from natural sources. The particles which are smaller, say PM 2.5, they can go deeper in lungs. Because of size, they can go deeper into the lungs. If they are further small, that is less than 1 micron in size, they can go much deeper and reach up to alveoli region. And nanoparticles or ultrafine particles, which are less than 100 nanometers, they have a capacity to pass through macrophage and get into our bloodstream. Once they are in the bloodstream, then in principle, they can go any part of our body with the blood. So all these particles, what we are inhaling, depending upon the size, they can go different parts of our body, depending upon their size, and depending upon their composition, they can affect differently. This effect can be physical or chemical. Physical means, say, these particles are going and physically sitting at some corner in our body, and it is affecting the surrounding. Chemically, that means wherever they are sitting, they can react with the surrounding cell and affect in a different way. All these particles, when we inhale, they go in, and we exhale, many of the particles comes out also. But a fraction of particle get deposited to the epithelial cells. Epithelial cells means if you are looking inside our lungs, so whatever things you are seeing, that is, they are epithelial cells. So how do they affect? Suppose if they are reaching, so how do they affect? The most acceptable mechanism, that is, it causes ROS imbalance. ROS is reactive oxygen species. So we know that in our body there are oxidants and there are antioxidants. So if you are adding something which is causing an imbalance favoring oxidants or disfavoring antioxidant, that leads to the damage of, and then it causes oxidative stress, inflammation, or cell death. So how it generates? There is some term called oxidative potential, and aerosol oxidative potential is defined as the capacity of ambient aerosol to generate reactive oxygen species or deplete antioxidant. However, I don't think that is the only mechanism which is causing, but this is the most acceptable mechanism at present. Then pollution toll on our body. So we all heard that this pollution causes respiratory, it affects our respiratory system. It causes chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, COPD. It causes asthma. It causes lung cancer. Then there are studies which also show that it affects our cardiovascular system. It can affect coronary artery diseases. It can cause heart attack, strokes, or blood clots. But there are growing evidences that the effects of air pollution are much beyond the respiratory diseases. Like it can affect our brain. Many of us know what is Alzheimer and cognitive decline. That means we start forgetting, or we reduce our thinking power. So that is how it is affecting brain. It affects nervous system. Parkinson disease means our hand shakes. If you are holding something, your hand will shake. There is another disease. Then studies have shown that it affects renal system. That is chronic kidney disease. It can affect our endocrine system. That can cause obesity or diabetes. It affects reproductive system. It can diminish fertility. It can cause premature births. It can cause low birth weight. Some recent studies have shown that soot particles can reach to lungs and brains of children even before they are born. That means it can affect even embryo. So think, it is not only respiratory diseases, it can affect all parts of our body. So overall, what I want to convey, okay, before that. So this effect can be acute or chronic. So what is the difference? Acute means it is like a poison, potassium cyanide. If you are eating potassium cyanide, you will die immediately. That is acute effect. But somebody is giving you polonium. It is a slow poison. So that will kill you slowly. So that is chronic effect. So effect can be acute or chronic depending upon what kind of species you are inhaling. So overall, what is the summary or thoughts which I want to convey through this talk are: one is aerosol can reach to any part of our body and affect depending upon their size and composition. If we understand the underlying mechanism, how air pollutants affect our health, then the same mechanism can be used for cure by using medication in place of pollutants in the air. That we can call it blessings in disguise. So if we are actually understanding that how air pollution is affecting our health, same way you can use for medication. Inhaling medications with the right size and composition may help in curing diseases with a minimal amount of dose, as inhalation therapy does in case of asthma. We all know we have that inhaler. Asthma people, they use inhaler and they get immediate relief because that aerosol is directly going to the place where it is affecting. So same way means we can think of increasing more medication. And for that, we need multidisciplinary research with complementary expertise. So especially aerosol scientists, both who are doing physical or chemical, and medical researchers, mainly, they should come together and look that how we can handle this thing uh, so that it will help the whole human society. And with this, I wish to thank you all for listening to me. And if there are any questions, you can write to me. Thank you very much.